President Uhuru Kenyatta today vowed to deal firmly and decisively with all unethical people caught in the web of corruption. The president reiterating his anti-graft message, saying all Kenyans entrusted with the responsibility must be ethical and ready to serve with a high sense of morality. Uhuru's remarks comes a day after the arrest, or rather just a day after the arrest of the National Youth Service Director General Richard NDUBAI and other 16 suspects amid an ongoing probe into the 9 billion shilling scandal of the youth agency. Our reporter Jeff Khaemba gives us the details.
We are no longer going to tolerate in our country unethical people. If you have been given responsibility, you need to understand that that responsibility is a responsibility to serve.
The remarks by President Uhuru Kenyatta comes a few hours after Richard NDUBAI, the Director General of the National Youth Service, a Principal Secretary for Public Service, Youth and Gender Affairs leader Nomolo, and a host of other 53 prime suspects were arrested following the ongoing probe over the possible loss of the 9 billion Kenyan shillings at the NYS.
And ethics is not about being given positions of authority like these girls behind me, but it is how they use that position of authority.
Upon perusal of the files and in consideration of the evidence, I found sufficient evidence upon which to base a criminal prosecution against the suspects.
In my opinion, the challenge that could be there is probably to what extent our agencies are coordinated in terms of following up these issues.
In what seems to be cracking the whip, the Director of the Public Prosecutions, Nudin Haji, named 54 individuals, including public servants, and directors of the public entities who are said to be charged tomorrow.
My office is preparing to have the suspects arraigned in court to answer to the charges tomorrow. In the first phase, investigations revealed that there was no procurement undertaken before monies were paid out. So there was no procurement whatsoever.
Top on the list include Sami Michuki, Nicholas Ahere, Wellington Lubira, Evans Kondo, Clement Murage, Peter Waema, Peter Moriti, Rogers Nzioka, Lucas Owino, Stephen Riungu, Lucas Owino and Stephen Riungu. Some of the companies that benefited from the 9 billion Kenyan shillings include Anwa Investment, Njawanga Investments, Akrod Holdings Limited, Kunjiwa Enterprises, Ameritrade Limited, Ngiwako Enterprises, Jerikath Enterprises, Fastlink Suppliers Limited, Calabash Food Suppliers, and Esats Enterprises.
DCI will focus on additional areas, including companies or entities that benefited from the fraudulent payment and banks that were complicit to the offenses. In addition to prosecution, we are looking at recovering the proceeds of crime, as well as establishing the tax status of the companies and individuals involved in the crimes. I urge all suspects who are in hiding to surrender themselves to the DCI or the nearest police station. The ODPP will continue to work with other agencies to ensure effective prosecution of all corruption cases to safeguard public funds.
And what is the impact of corruption on the illicit financial flow, which is really affecting governments from meeting their expectations in providing funding for development in the African countries?
The arrest took place in Nairobi and Naivasha. Lilian Omolo presented herself to the police at the DCI headquarters in Nairobi. Omolo, while appearing before the Public Accounts Committee, remained firm that no money was lost at the NYS at her tenure. NDUBAI's arrest comes a few hours after Haji confirmed receiving the investigation files from the 10 companies that were illegally awarded the tenders in the 9 billion Kenyan shilling scandal. The files measures on 40 suspects who are mostly directors of the companies that were awarded lucrative tenders and paid billions of the shillings without actually supplying anything. It is the same field, the field of NYS, but now with different monkeys. The DCI last time did investigation into the loss of 700 million Kenyan shillings under the Kirinyaga governor Anne Waiguru. What now remains to the Kenyans is whether indeed an action will be taken to the new fresh twist of the loss of 9 billion Kenyan shillings. A reporter for Ebro TV from DCI headquarters, Nairobi, I'm Jeff Khaemba.
All right. And